Good morning, Year 2. Now we're going to start our maths lesson just like we were used to doing at school with a fact of the day. But you might notice there's a big difference about this fact to all the other facts that we learned last term. This fact is a times fact. Now there are some different rules when you are using a times fact. Some of the rules are the same. The rules about where the big number is are the same, but there are some different rules, especially when you start doing the mega facts. So we've got 3 times 2 equals 6, and the picture shows you 3 2's make 6. And maybe you could have a go of drawing that fact. You could draw 3 sets with 2 things in each of the sets. So start off with having a go at drawing it. Now, just like we used to do with the adding, you can swap the fact round. So now we've got 2 times 3 equals 6. And the picture shows 2 3's. So the answer's the same, you've just swapped the 2 little numbers. So maybe you can now have a go at drawing 2 sets with 3 in each set. So you could draw 2 circles with 3 circles inside each one. Let me just have a go to show what I mean. There's 2 circles. It looks like cookies. So 2 times 3 equals 6. Now the inverse facts, they are going to be division facts. Now we haven't learnt about division yet, but we can just use the numbers in the same way we did with adding and taking away. So if you put the biggest number first, the 6, then we're going to use a divide sign, and then you can choose one of the smaller numbers. I'm going to choose the 3, and then it's going to equal the other smaller number because there are 2 3's in 6. And then we can do another one. We'll start with the 6, and this time I'm going to be doing the 2 first. So how many 2's are in 6? We can look at the picture there, and we can see there's 1, 2, 3 2's in 6. So the answer is 3. So just like you did with adding and subtraction, you're swapping the 2 little numbers. So I want you to make sure you've written those facts in your book. Now, it gets a bit trickier when you're doing the mega facts, because we were used to just adding zeros on everything, weren't we, to make mega facts. Now, you can't do that with times, because if you're timesing something, the answer gets bigger very quickly, and it gets a lot bigger. So this time, we're just going to choose a number to add a 0 to make 10 times bigger. So I'm going to do 3 times, and I'm going to turn the 2 into 20 equals. So have a think about what that might be, and then maybe we could do it the other way around, and we could have, let's add another 0, let's have 2 times 30, and what do you think that might be? Now the rule is, if there's 1 0 on this side, there has to be 1 0 on the answer side. So we're going to put the 6 there, and then we're going to make it 10 times bigger. So 2 30's make 60, because 30 add 30 is 60. And 3 20's make 60, just like if you had 3 20p's. 20, 20, 20 make 60. Now this time you can swap even more around, because you could put the 20 there and the 3 there. That will make 60. Or you could put the 30 first and then put the 2 there, and that will also make 60. And you could then have a go at doing the inverse. So if you've got 60, you're going to divide it into 20's. How many 20's are in 60? Well, 3 20's. Or you could do how many 30's are in 60? There are 2 30's. Or you could chop 60 up into tiny little bits. How many 2's are in 60? Or how many 3's are in 60? Now, just like when we started to do the adding facts, you probably are not sure at all about what all these mean. Do not worry about that. We are just using the pattern at the moment to make different facts. So if you write those down in your book, you'll start to see which numbers, which digits are being swapped. The most important ones to make sure you've got in your book are these 2 and these 2. All the others are extra. And you might start to think of some other ways you can swap numbers around. If you're really, really feeling clever, you might be able to work out what 2 300s might be. I'm just going to put that as a question mark. That can be a challenge. So today we're going to practice our counting in fives. So I want you to practice this at home as well. Put your hands on your shoulders. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So once you practice that, then you can have a go at ping and pong. Right, off we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 20.
Oh, get it wrong!
We're going to start again. I won. Right, we'll start again. 5,
10,
15,
20,
25,
30,
35,
40,
45,
50,
55,
60,
65,
70.
Stop! We're calling it there. So the fives, the ping game with fives, it should be easier, maybe not for Mrs. Lewis, but because you're either saying the 5 one, so you're either saying 25, 35, 45, or you're saying the 0 one, like 10, 20, 30. So you probably get really good at that one really quickly. Bye!
Bye!
So the TRP for today is, can I learn the 5 times table? Now remember, we're talking about the number of groups and the number in the group. So I've got a picture here from the 5 times table. We've got 3 groups, 1, 2, 3, and they've all got 5 bananas in them. So if we count them in fives, 5, 10, 15. 3 times 5 is 15. Now in the story, I think they used a dog and a snail for counting in fives, but seeing as we have all got 5 fingers, I think it is far more sensible that we use hands, because they are really useful for counting in fives. So this picture shows us one hand with 5 fingers. So that's 1 times 5 equals 5. Let's make it into 2 hands. So now we've got 2 hands, which would be 2 times 5, and hopefully you know this already, 5 and 5 makes 10. So what I want you to do in your maths book is copy the 5 times table, but carry it on. So we've already done that top 2 times 5. So this one, how many hands are there? There's 3 hands. So 3 hands with 5 fingers equals 15. Now we've got 4 hands with 5 fingers. 5, 10, 15, 20. That will equal 20. And then 5 hands with 5 fingers. Remember to do the times sign. Don't make that an add. All these hands have almost disappeared down here. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So see how far you can carry on that pattern. I definitely want everyone to go up to 12 fives. And then if you're feeling confident, you can see if you go a bit further. And then I've put a link in to the video to Percy Parker, and the times 5 Percy Parker is my favourite. It's the one with the best tune. So I want you to watch that and have a go at learning the 5 times table. So today we're going to start with the number sentence and see if we can get the numicon tile to find out the answer. So this says 3 times 5, so we need 3 5s. 5, there's another 5, and there are 3 5s. And so you can either count the wholes, or if you count them in 5s, that would be 5, 10, 15. So 3 5s equals 15. Right, let's try a bigger number. Now we need 7 5s. So 1 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope I've got enough. 7 5s. Now, if you've got a big lot of fives like this, it's much easier if you can count in fives, or else that's a lot of holes to count. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 7 fives altogether makes 35. So I've written this one the other way round, 5 times 4. So you might think, oh, now we need to get fours. We need 5 fours. But when you do multiplication, remember, you can swap the numbers around, so it doesn't matter because it's much easier to count in fives. So I still want to use my fives. And if I look at the number sentence, I know I need 4 of them. So I'm going to get 4 fives. And let's count them. 5, 10, 15, 20. So because we can use our fives pattern, it was much easier to get the fives and count in fives. So if we get fours, just to check that it does still make the same answer, we need to get this time, we need 5 fours. That's quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's quite tricky to count in fours. First one would be 4. You count on another 4, you get up to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it still equals 20, but it was easier when we counted using our fives because we could use the fives pattern.